Welcome to the Let's Play for Metroid Prime, the original Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube. I'm actually going to be playing it on the Wii, and we have got some special treats for everybody today. First of all, as you can see from the loading screen here after it pops up, I am in fact a baller, and I did in fact beat this game. And so that means that we're going to have a brand new game. But first, the Metroid Fusion Connection bonuses. And this is some special stuff that you could only get if you bought some Nintendo merchandise. So you need the Game Boy Advance connected with the Game Boy Advance connector cable. And then you need this game here, Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. So if you collect all of those power-ups, much like in the Metroid game, you will have access to some special extra collector stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and follow the instructions right on the screen here. So we're going to complete Metroid Fusion, which we already did, and connect Metroid Fusion to Metroid Prime. So that would be for the NES Metroid. But for the one that we're going to be getting today, to enable Samus's fusion suit in Metroid Prime, we need to complete Metroid Prime, which we just did last week, and connect the Metroid Fusion to the pack. So let's go ahead and do that. And we have connected everything, and we're turned on. And we are in port 2, 3, and 4, so let's see if we can make that work. So we're going to press and hold, start and select, and then turn the power on. Okay, so first I suppose we're going to need to turn the power off. Then we're going to hold those two buttons, and then we're going to turn the power on. Then we're going to proceed. And let's link. Data link complete is what it says. Got this sweet graphic on the Game Boy here. The data link is complete, so we will proceed. And now we are going to enable the fusion suit, and we're going to back out. So that is how you get the fusion suit in Metroid Prime. And we're going to start a new game, and we're going to be on hard mode, obviously. But first, we're going to do these options. So this is something that I did not do the first time, but now we're going to turn off the hint system because we're not scrubs anymore. We don't need the hints. We're going to go ahead and leave the rest of this stuff the same. Yeah, it's going to be the hard mode. And there we go. So let's see how we do. Alright, everybody. Exciting. An unidentified distress beacon has been tracked to a derelict space vessel in orbit above Talon. And we are going to see Talon here, one of my favorite planets, right up there with Earth. And we're going to see Samus coming to check things out in her stylish fusion suit. The fashionable Samus in her retro gear is going to be kind of awesome. And yeah, it is in fact Talon 4. That's why the V is capitalized. But hey, you know, I think that unless I see the other three Talons, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that it's Talon Iv. You know, maybe the Iv dynasty named that planet after itself. So let's see what we got going on. A very derelict space frigate, but you know, I bet if I was in the Space Pirate restoration business, I bet you could buff out most of those scratches and get that thing back in flying shape, tip-top shape in no time with no problems. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. Our beloved heroine is zooming in for a closer look, and we're going to land on the dock with our nice futuristic spaceship that has a door on the top like most futuristic things do. Those side doors are so retro, as you see. Now, unlike the extremely fashionable purple and green color scheme of Samus's fusion suit here. Yeah, that's very interesting. You know, the ship doesn't land, it does just float there. Maybe that's due to the intergalactic. We'll keep the engine running. The intergalactic equivalent of keep the engine running, because we're going to be quick here. So yeah, we got some pretty basic stuff here. A is shoot, and then you scan this to turn these switches on. And now there's 6 switches this time that we got to hit. And, whoops. So, nothing too crazy here. A is shoot, B is jump, L locks on, and the D-pad, you can switch the scan goggles here, and that's how you scan stuff. And we will be doing some scanning. This will be a 100% run, mark my words. The game, everything that, every creature, every Chozo lore, every pirate data, everything will be scanned, and so we will be getting the, I think it's an extra photo gallery. It is our reward for doing that. So let's take a look here. This is a parasite. These things are very important to scan because this is the only spot that they exist in the game, so we'll be sure that we get that scan. Then we've got a space pirate, and he does not look like he's doing so well, so we'll put him out of his misery. Sam's, of course, a pacifistic individual. She won't kill unless there's very good reason for it. And so here's a couple of our parasite allies dramatically drawing our attention to this chute, and maybe we can fit into that chute. Now, before we step in this map station, we're going to, of course, scan, because that is another scan that you need to be able to get. So, we got that while we were thinking about it, no problems. And it works just like you would expect a map to. Plugs right into your arm, which is where the USB port is on the Samus suit. And so, yep, that's the map. Orange is places that you've visited before, blue is places we're going to visit. Works pretty much like what you would expect a map to work like. And so, just zoom back over here. And this is a scan that you have to get because elevators are operated by scanning them. That is the other purpose of scans in this game. So yes, they do have a gameplay purpose as well, other than just immersing yourself in the lore and completing your Pokédex, so to speak. So we'll just roll right on through here, all this rubble. Samus's compact ball form, accessible by the L button, or the X button. And we will be using the L button for these space pirates here. They do not look like they're doing too good, but as we know, the space pirates are a very hardy brood and loyal to a fault. They will not leave their post, even if their very lives are in grave danger. So we're going to retreat back here to get the scan on this turret. We will have other chances to get the turret, but no need to stress out about it. We might as well just lock that one in. That's a missile power-up. We'll, oh, we missed. Okay. So here is another room, and you can see there is lots of scan targets. We're going to be specifically concerned with this one here. This is a pirate data entry, and you better believe this is your only chance to get this pirate data entry. So we're going to be very careful to make sure that we scan this guy. And so yeah, we got a nice big giant parasite thing in there. Aw, that was a miss. But it looks like it's dead, so you know, we probably don't need to worry about that. We could have scanned this thing here. The perimeter defense turret gets disabled if you scan that one. So, unfortunately, got the jump on me. So this is another red thing. Red things are important to scan in this case because the elevator gets operated by that. And so let's charge up here so we might be ready in case there's any space pirates. And this one looks like he's even able to walk, so... Like I said, nothing but respect for these space pirates. They take their job extremely seriously, and it's important for them to, even to the brink of death, and you too. Alright, so unfortunately none of those space pirates will give you the space pirate scan in your logbook, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, but Yes, that is the missile turret. Get a couple, and we'll scan that in there. All right, excellent, excellent. So yes, these are the elevators. There's lots of them in the game, and they serve a very important purpose. The very important purpose being that they conceal the fact that there is a loading zone. So since we're watching this cutscene, we get distracted by the fact that we're waiting. So that's kind of nice. Good on you, game devs, for... I appreciate that. And again, these pirates, nothing if not persistent. So kudos to him. This is a lock. You open these locks by firing a morph ball bomb into the slot. And so we might notice that there is another one here and a couple of turrets. We're going to be slightly unsporting and take these turrets out before they see us. If you notice that the missile rate was increased by a significant amount, that was because it turns out that if you hold up on the C stick, that increases the rate that you can fire missiles at. Don't ask me why it works that way, but it sure is mega convenient. So we're going to get up to 15 missiles, and this is a save station behind these doors. As you could have guessed, they allow you to save. And there it is. Yeah, I found out the rapid-fire missiles from doing some research, and I saw someone else do it and thought it looked cool, and by cool I mean extremely useful. So definitely going to give that a try. So, open up this other door and let's see what we got. Yeah, the C-stick method is great to do it. And another really great thing, the only problem is that the C-stick and the Y is the same hand, but in Pikmin it turns out you also have to use the C-stick and the A button at the same time. So I'm kind of used to that controller motion. So here we got a parasite. This is the parasite queen. Of course, remember to get that scan goggle out, because you know this is our only chance to get this scan. Now, one cool thing about this is that if you read the text here, it talks about how its mouth is its weak point. So when we scanned on its chest, but now when we lock on, we're locking on to the mouth. And so that's kind of cool. I think that's, you know, it shows some good game design space of what the scan goggle can be useful for. It shows you where the weaknesses are, and that makes sense, because if you scan... We'll shoot him with a couple of missiles while we got it nice and open here. Now that we're out of missiles, we're unfortunately going to have to go back to shooting the normal shot. So, nothing too terrible here. Just gotta wait till the force field lines up with where we are, and then start shooting. And once we got that, you know, if we can't shoot because the force field is scrambling, then we have to take a charge. And so there we are. The Parasite Queen is no more. Unfortunately, we are in the reactor core for this vessel, so when it pathetically tries to climb out and gets sucked back in, we trigger a very serious situation. Evacuate immediately. Well, that sounds serious, doesn't it? So, guess we have a real-life computer bug here. Falling in there fixed it so that we have a core reactor critical situation, I suppose. So let's see if we can't get out of here. This is another one of those perimeter defense turret things that disables it for you, so that's nice. And again, these space pirates have no concern for their very lives. I would be getting the heck out of here if that was me, but hey, you know, again, these pirates are extremely loyal, and so they're just going to do what they do, and that is hold down the fort here. Going to be rolling in the ball form because a lot of these vent shafts that we're going to be going in have these parasites in them. Take significantly less damage from the parasites, and on top of that, You also don't get splatter on your goggles. In the third-person view, you can't see this, but if you are in the normal first-person view, when those parasites come in and detonate on you, that causes you to get a bunch of parasite guts on your goggles, and so you can't see as well there. Which I think is a cool touch in the game. It makes it kind of fun to think that the devs were thinking about that. So it is a little lame. Now, of course, these turrets here, we're gonna have to shoot with the charge shot because we wasted all our missiles on the Parasite Queen, but that's fine. We can do those, no problem. And so this door, it's not as bad. We just have some parasite drops. Oh yeah, you can't retreat too far away from the door because then the door will close back on you. So that's kind of annoying. Gonna gradually go. Samus is struggling, of course. This is an uphill climb, so gravity is against her. And this thing here, oh my goodness, the first time that I encountered it was a very scary sight. Oh jeez, aye. Yeah, we didn't get it. Alright, so it pushes you back out this way. Unfortunate that we have to wait for another one of these cutscenes again. But I guess them's the breaks. Try it. We got doored again. So it is actually faster if you walk up these parts where the thing is. But I'm gonna stay in the ball form because it's more convenient. So here's another thing. We're not safe yet. We instead are encountering our good buddy Papa R. Now Ridley, of course, we're looking for a fight with him, I suppose, but he is piecing out very wisely, and we're going to follow his lead here, I suppose. So those are grappling hooks, and those are, of course, a scan also. I'm going to save those for a time when we're not on the clock. And so we're disabling that perimeter defense turret, and get this scan here. Step into the hologram, Samus. And go ahead and step in there, Samus. Whoa! Goodness me, that looked very painful. Hopefully Samus is okay. It looks like the color scheme on her suit might be a little bit damaged, but, you know, hopefully... Ooh, very suit malfunction. Morph ball malfunction. Missile malfunction. So we basically lost everything. We can still shoot. We can still scan. And we can still jump. But most of our other functionalities that we saw earlier in the game, in this demo level, have been turned off. We're going to have to fight for our ability to use those again. And depressurize the room. And we got another room. And just on the other side of this hallway here is going to be freedom. And we're going to not get caught in that explosion. And there's Ridley flying in space. Not really sure how that works when there's no air in space for you to fly with, but maybe those wings have some kind of concealed rocket boosters in them. Samus gonna get in the ship and descend down to our lovely planet, the resort destination of Talon Iv, and gonna see if we can't find any you know, Ridley's down there. One interesting thing is that we're tracking the enemy target even after we very grossly damaged our weapons capabilities. So, okay, not the best weather. You know how it is when it's raining on the first day of your vacation. It always sets an ominous tone. And so hopefully Samus's vacation here on Talon Iv is going to be nice. Very picturesque landscape. Of course, we're going to be adhering strictly to the Bounty Hunter's Creed, where we take only prisoners and leave only photographs. And let's come down for a landing here. And we are in the Talon overworld. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So one thing is. All right, let's take a quick. So we are going to save. Let's take a look at that save.